Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'll call them Potomac for now. I'll let the Potomac go, even though they were looking at T-shirts for $12.35 at the flea market. But I'm gonna leave it alone. It's not their fault that the shirts was only $12.35. All right. So let's just get into it. So the episode picks up where it left off. And we're not going to spend too much time on Stacey and Chris Samuels. At the end of the day, Ashley is trying to have a gotcha moment, I know your tea, you're keeping secrets with Stacey. And the fact of the matter is, Stacey does not owe Monique anything. Monique does not owe Stacey anything. If Stacey girl was getting her back banged into a wall by Chris Samuels, if Chris Samuels was smashing her into a mattress, girl, every night, it would not matter as long as it didn't happen when Monique was with Chris. Then whatever happened after Monique and Chris were divorced and Stacey entered the picture and she does not know Monique and Monique does not know her, there's not anything to talk about. I could see if Stacey was the side chick to Chris Samuels, then it might be something there, right? Then it might be a little, oh girl, Monique is coming back to the show and girl, you was a side chick, so you was a part of the reason. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. Stacey has said that she doesn't know Monique. I'm assuming Monique does not know her. I guess we'll hear what Monique has to say when she appears on the show. But there's really, I don't know why they're even trying to make this a situation. Just bring Monique on the show. Trying to create something between her and Stacey, I just don't get it. Anyways, so we'll get into Wendy and Ashley and Giselle in a little bit. I put Kay as the new Giselle. They get back to the house and Kay says she's sleepy. She's going to bed. Even though she didn't go to bed. Because from what I saw, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, when the scene was over and Angel left to go home, back to her villa, girl, Kay was sitting on the couch, wrapped up in a blanket. Is that what y'all saw? Because I thought it said 5 minutes later. Okay? So Kay just didn't want to be at the house. Girl, I guess. But I noticed that when Kay left, Angel now was with the girls by herself. Angel, again, like I said, not Angel. Kay, like I said, is a new Giselle. Remember when Giselle would leave the group in the past and the girls will get along? That's what Kay is to Angel. Kay leaves the group and then Angel can kind of let her hair down a little bit and get to know the other ladies. They all had a good time. They were playing a game. They were asking questions. One of the questions that Wendy asked Angel was, if you had to unalive someone, who would you unalive? And she said Giselle. She said, for you thinking I'm trying to catfish people. And Wendy made a joke about, girl, come to the dark side. And then, because Angel was sitting on the other side of the table. And then her and Giselle switched spots. They all laughed about it. Her and Wendy gave each other a hug. Her and Angel and Giselle gave each other a hug. So it appeared as though everything was okay. But the next day, Angel let it be known that she was still upset. Let me say this. I understood what Angel was saying. I do think that because there are, for what it looks like, there's a large group of people out there who may not necessarily be feeling Angel as a housewife. I'm okay with Angel being a housewife. I think that people are being too hard. Girl, we literally just got into the 5th episode of season 10. And by episode 4, people are already talking about Angel can go. Girl, 4 episodes in, we're not even halfway through the season yet. And y'all already trying to give out pink slips and white boxes. I don't get it. That's why I say, girl, y'all say I be hard. Not like, I don't even feel like y'all say I'm hard. Like, I don't be hard on the girls. Girl, no tea, no shade. I say this with love. It be y'all that be hard on the girls. I try to give the girls some grace. You know, I believe there should be like at least a 2-season minimum for some of the girls. I feel like the first season, everybody's not going to come into this housewife world and hit it out the ballpark. Stacey did, but we all thought Stacey was a bona fide liar. We don't know what to believe and what not to believe when Stacey opens up her mouth. So it's like one of those things where if people like you, they will overlook certain situations, your setup. You know how many people I've seen online that says Stacey has studied Housewives. Stacey knows Housewives like the back of her hand. Stacey's not telling the truth. Stacey was a lie about TJ, but will turn around and still say she is the next best housewife. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with Stacey, with Angel, when she was still upset the next day, it made sense to me because the way I processed it was, you just embarrassed me, Giselle, at this table in front of everybody. And it did come across as mean. And even though I understood why Wendy had her foot on Angel's neck, because Angel was playing with Wendy. We're not going to act like she wasn't. So even though I understood why Wendy had her foot on Angel's neck, it doesn't take away from what I felt. It appeared as though it was like a gang up. Like, you got all the girls pretty much laughing at what Giselle is saying, and then it's just you. And then you're the new girl. So it did come across as a bunch of mean girls coming after the new girl of the group. It did. So once they get to the house and Kay goes to bed, or she goes because she didn't go to bed, Angel is there and she's, playing along to get along. The next day she says, yeah, I'm still upset. I slept on it. The thing with this group and with the viewers, they want it both ways. They either want you to hurry up and move on from the problem, or if they don't see it as a major problem, you need to hurry up and move on. But if you do move on, aka like Wendy and Giselle, then Wendy she's always wanted to be one of the mean girls. She's always wanted to be a green-eyed bandit. She's up Giselle's puss. So it's kind of like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Angel, she's still pissed off because quiet as it's kept. This shit just happened less than 24 hours ago where y'all had me sitting at a table disrespecting me and being mean to me. So they're thinking because we hugged it out, girl, you're over it and we can move on. But no, Angel's still pissed off. I would still be pissed off too. Yeah, I understood that I was sitting at the table playing and laughing and kiki, but bitch, I was pissed off. And I did get pissed off when I went to my room. And I got even more pissed off when I talked to my husband. Does that make sense what I'm saying? But in their head, because it's the housewife world, it's like, girl, we're going to get into it and we got to move on. We're going to get into it, we got to move on. We got to get into it, we got to move on. And if you stay on it too long, we're going to start looking at you crazy. But on the flip side, if you do move on, like Wendy has moved on, then it's, oh, girl, she look like a fool. She's always wanted to be friends with Giselle. You're not going to win with the viewers. If you harp on it, you're not going to win. If you move on, you always want it to be light-skinned with green eyes. So Angel is going to have to just not give a fuck what people have to say if she comes back next season. But like I said, I understood why Angel was still pissed off the next day. Because I would have still been pissed off too. Even though I know I gave y'all a hug. It's not that deep to the point where, girl, I'm ready to chop y'all heads off. But bitch, I'm still pissed off because y'all tried to play in my face. And all y'all sat at this table and laughed at me. And what y'all did was mean as hell. But because you're ready to move on, and because y'all are ready to move on, I'm supposed to be ready to move on. And I'm going to get on Wendy's ass in about 5 minutes. Please believe it. Now I'm going to get on Wendy's ass right now. So at one point on the episode, Wendy, they were all together, and Angel was talking to Ashley and Kay. And Wendy made a comment about, and I did agree with, like, girl, we're not going to be coddling nobody. And I get it. And she said, then she also said, the main two, what did she say? Hold up. It's the same two that basically kind of bring down the energy in the group. Well, girl, we're going to be honest. That's what they said about you and your homegirl, Candace. Oh, excuse me. At one point, the viewers and the light-skinned girls thought that you and Candace were not good for the show. So don't forget, Miss Wendy, you and Candace, you were Kay and Angel at one point. Hello? Is this mic on? I get it. Kay definitely is an energy vampire. Is it what it's called? What is it called, Diva? Shout out to Erica De Niro TV. Energy vampire. A vampire energy. An energy vampire. Kay is. Kay definitely is. She sucks all the energy out of the room. Girl, it sounds, she always negative. She always like, girl, do you ever have a good time? She too pretty and too bad to just be so, like, girl, why you all, girl, you one of the baddest bitches on the show. Girl, that alone right there, girl, should make you just happy. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't like when Wendy said that, because I was like, girl, at one point you and Candace, y'all were Angel and Kay. And y'all were the two on the show that nobody wanted on the show. And y'all were the two who, girl, you know what I'm saying, were the odd girls out. Even though I know that Candace and Wendy were being mistreated, it doesn't take away from the fact that the girls on the show didn't want them on the show. Anyways, so yeah, we'll get back into Wendy in a little bit. So at one point, so the next day, Angel and Giselle have a talk. This is at the top of the, in the morning before the day really gets started. Girl, Angel is crying to Giselle. Now, this is where I was looking at Angel sideways. Angel tells Giselle, and this is why I be looking at the viewers too, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is why the girls be calling y'all colorist, because you can literally see Angel, girl, you can see Ashley begging for friendships, wanting to be the new Robin, girl, of the group. But for some reason, girl, y'all was still swapping down, girl. It's Wendy. Wendy wants to be Giselle's friend. Wendy wants to be this. Wendy wants to be that. But girl, you got Angel sitting her ass right in Giselle's face, a lady who she just met 3 days ago, talking about, I'm really disappointed because I looked at you as a big sister. You did? Somebody, the lady you just met? She says, and you being a mom. Well, girl, pretty much everybody, I think everybody on the show is a mom except for Kay and Jazzy. I mean, I guess they technically got stepchildren. And you being a mom, and understanding how, I give so much to my children. Baby, that's your problem. Girl, it kind of reminds me of Mia. Remember when Mia did the whole cancer storyline? Girl. And she was like, I thought that Wendy was going to be the one who basically questioned her about her cancer, and it was Giselle. Like, the girls are supposed to come onto this show and act as if they have never seen the show. even though we know they have. Like, they're supposed to come on and get, like, with a clean slate with everybody. I'm not really supposed to know that Giselle is hell on wheels. Because if I came in and I'm like, girl, I don't like her, people going to be like, well, girl, you are, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. But what I don't get is how Angel is already talking about Giselle. She looked at Giselle as a big sister. Based off of what? And now your feelings hurt because you so busy trying to go after Wendy and have this weird energy with Wendy when the person who been clowning you the most and disrespecting you the most is Big Sister Green Eyes. But y'all will get in the comments talking about Wendy is the lapdog. No, it's actually Ashley, if we're going to be honest. And it's actually, girl, it's also Kay. And Angel wants to be the third one. Angel says, I used to do red carpet, and part of my currency was my appearance. And this is why I said I understood why Angel was still mad. Angel has packed on some weight. She has. Angel has had kids. She's getting older. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna pretend that Angel hasn't gained weight. She has. Angel is not a bad looking woman. She does not have a bad body. But Angel does look different. And that's why I think that Angel was still pissed off. Because again, like Angel said, at one point, a part of my currency was my appearance. And so for me to be at this table with y'all who I just met, and I'm the butt of the joke, and it has to do with how I look on social media, even though the truth of the matter is Angel did look different, but I also felt like it was because Angel's appearance, due to her weight, due to her gaining weight, has changed. Like Tia told Jazzy, I did say that she did look different, but I wouldn't have done it the way that Giselle done it. I would have told Angel in private, like, girl, you do look a little different in your pictures. It is a difference between telling someone in private about something versus them sitting in the middle of a table and being clowned and laughed at. It's a big ass difference. So I hope that people can try to understand why Angel was still feeling away the next day. Because, girl, again, this just happened, 12 hours ago? And yes, I know I did give y'all a hug and we laughed. We were in the other room, blah, 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 blah. But girl, my feelings are still hurt. But again, in this housewife game, the girls be wanting you to, and then with a girl like Giselle, she thinks she could do and say whatever, and you're just supposed to move on. And when you don't move on, she holds it against you. We've seen her do it with Wendy. We've seen her do it with Candace. Now, I will say this much about Miss Jizzy. I'm gonna give her flowers on this one. When she was sitting down with when she was sitting down with Angel, and Angel was telling her how she felt, Giselle did come across as sincere with her apology. She did. Giselle gonna have to really do, I don't know why I'm trying to give Giselle this much, but even though Giselle did come across as a mean girl, I don't think, and maybe, I don't know why, Giselle too old not to know better. I don't know if she thought that it was to the point where she was going to have the girl crying. I think Giselle knew what she was doing. But I don't think that she knew that, girl, if I bring this up, girl, she's going to be crying. Does that make sense? But I do feel like when she and Angel talked, I do feel like her apology towards Angel was genuine. I do. I do believe that she didn't. I don't know, girl. I don't think that she knew that she really hurt Angel's feelings. Even though, girl, as a grown ass person, you should know. Like, I would have never done no shit like that to nobody. Like, unless if I didn't like you, I would. You know, but just like a boy who we just trying to get to know in the friend group, I'm not gonna be like, so girl, Those pictures you got on social media, you sure look different. Like, is that you? I was looking for you and I didn't see you nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And you know that pretty much Giselle is a head bitch in charge. Ain't nobody really gonna say nothing to you. So it just brings extra layers into it. Anyways. Angel talked to Bobby, and Bobby basically that she's almost 60 years old talking about Photoshop. She said Bobby was ready to get on the plane. At one point, Giselle said, she was basically talking about Angel. I put Giselle as a hater. She said, you keep telling us about Bobby because Angel said that Bobby sent her $5,000 to go shopping. You keep telling us about Bobby this, Bobby that. But what about you, Angel? We care about ourselves. That's why we're bad bitches. Giselle, stop acting like your first season you didn't come in riding Jamal Bryant's coattail. See, that's what I be talking about. The girls be forgetting. Giselle, you didn't come in just as entrepreneur of the world. You came in letting us know that, girl, your ex-husband was Jamal Bryant and he was a cheater, pumpkin eater. Ain't that what she said? And I'm a defend. I don't know. I do not like, girl. You know, I feel like, girl, y'all gonna have these girl damn near being a stand for Angel, because I feel like people are purposely misunderstanding Angel. I do. Some shit Angel definitely should get called out on. I believe it. But if Angel is pretty much a housewife and a mother, then her world is gonna revolve around her husband and her kids. Anyways, let's go back. But yeah, Bobby wasn't here for it. So they get back to the house, right? Wendy. I said, come on, Miss Wendy. Wendy says, I thought it was so interesting that we were starting to get something out of Giselle's life. And then here comes Captain Save-A-Ho Ashley, basically trying to save Giselle. That's what she said. Because Stacey brought up Giselle supposedly talking to a man. I forgot his name. Sean Springs or something. And Ashley kind of changed the course of the conversation. And so it kind of went off and they started talking about, who have you dated an athlete? And so Wendy, and that's why I'm like, girl, I roll my eye. So anyways, it doesn't matter. Girl, so here we go. Wendy again calling out Giselle, but let the people know. Let the people tell that, girl, Wendy is all of Giselle's ass. And don't, anyway. So she says that. And then, of course, the conversation starts to go back to Chris Samuels. And Wendy said, I said, come on, bitch. She said, we not going. No. We gonna stay on this. I said, come on. We gonna stay on this. So they start asking Giselle questions. Have you had sex with the man? She says no comment. She says no comment, or I don't want to answer that. Basically, she done fucked the man. That's what I got from it. Have your kids met the man? I thought that was a good question. She says that Grace has met him before. And so this is a problem that I have with Miss Jizzy. Another problem that I have with Miss Jizzy. I get it. I do. I have to say this. Giselle was not that bad prior to Sherman Gate. I really think that Sherman Gate really fucked Giselle up on this show. I think that once they brought in Sherman's ex-wife and they got the party started and they really ruined that relationship for Giselle, Giselle has been very guarded about who she brings onto this show. And we ain't really seen Giselle with a man ever since. And the ones we have seen her with, she pay him. So I get it. I get why Giselle moves the way that she moves. However, I don't think it's fair that Giselle can be dating a man who has met 1 out of 3 of her children, and she does not want to talk about it on a housewife show, but has the nerve to be in everybody else's business, want to ask questions about everybody else's relationship, wants to tell Stacey, I don't really know who you are. Like, that's the problem. You want to be secretive about who you fucking, but want to ask questions and be in everybody else's business about who they fucking. I understand what happened to Giselle. I was there. I wasn't there, but I was watching. I get why Giselle moved the way she moved with these girls. Because the last real relationship I had, Sherman, y'all really fucked it up. And after that, I don't know if y'all, after that, Giselle been hell on wheels with relationships. If my relationship was up for grabs, then all y'all relationships gonna be up for grabs. But Giselle be going a little too far, though. You know, she'll accuse a bitch of sexual assault. So I get it, but it's just not fair, though. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair that everybody else has to talk about their relationships, and then Giselle doesn't have to talk about hers. And that's when I would start to get on the, I'm not mentioning shit about my life if everybody else ain't mentioning shit about theirs. We all gonna be sitting up here, girl, just pulling shit out of our ass. I'm not gonna give y'all all my personal business about my relationships, and girl, the other girls are not doing the same. We gonna be, girl, my stomach is growling. Girl, we gonna be fair. I know y'all hear my stomach. Girl, we gonna be fair. Because it's not right that the other girls know my business and they have something to use against me on Mad Day. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. It's not fair that the other girls know my business and they have something to use against me on Mad Day, but I don't know theirs and I can't use nothing against them on Mad Day. Because the first thing that somebody going to yell is, girl, that's why your man ain't shit. But if I knew something about your man, I could yell back, your man ain't shit either. But because you don't talk about your man, I can't say your man ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, and so Wendy says, basically, as someone who is my friend, I said, oh girl, I don't know why she said that. Girl, I said a girl's gonna be talking about. So Wendy says, as someone who is my friend, I'm so happy for you. I said, oh, Wendy, girl, you shouldn't have said that because the girl's gonna be sworn up and down, girl. You want to eat Giselle pussy out. Wendy not gonna win. That's what it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The girls just want a reason to hate Wendy. And that's okay. The girls just want a reason to hate Wendy. If Wendy was on the show, still pissed off, not wanting to move forward with Giselle, rolling her eyes at Giselle, the girls will be talking about, oh, Wendy, girl, you holding back the group. And girl, you're gonna be screaming that people are colorist. Girl, now she's trying to move on with Giselle and all is good in the hood. And now it's, oh girl, you always wanted to be of Giselle's puss. Girl, but I thought the whole purpose of the show was to watch a friend group. Why would the girls not want to be friends with each other? If we're going to be enemies and banging each other side the head every chance we get, girl, the show should be about a friend group who can get into conflict and then come to some sort of resolution. Conflict resolution. That's it. But the girls really don't want that. So because they really don't have nothing else to talk about Wendy about besides some checks. I mean, besides the insurance fraud. Ooh, girl. Besides the insurance, girl, they don't have nothing to, that's the only thing they can really stick to Wendy, is that she just wants to be up Giselle's uterus. Which I think is far from the truth, because as we can see, we keep giving these examples of when Wendy has called out Giselle. We keep having examples of Wendy calling out Giselle. But for some reason, people keep saying that Wendy wants to be up Giselle's puss. No, it's actually Ashley, Captain Save-A-Ho. She wants to be the Robin now. To Batman. But anyways, let's keep on. Let's go. Giselle is hiding her life, okay? Tia speaks about about her not marrying another Nigerian, and how it's still looked down upon to this very day. Because Wendy was like, "Girl, I know they made a big deal out of you not marrying a Nigerian," and Tia was like, "Yes, it's still frowned upon to this day." She says that she came in naive, thinking that because they were both black, that they had the same, they still had the same experiences, or their cultures will be the same. Girl, no, absolutely not. And she was just talking about her kids, and how if her kids probably went back to Nigeria or London, how they would probably look at her kids like, "Oh, girl, those are American kids." Where like the father is like, "Girl, they're fine." And they showed a clip of, girl, I swear, when I tell you her daughters remind me of Tatum and Sloan so bad. Because Tatum loves saying bro. Everything is bro. Bro. I think did she say bro? I think she says, either she says bruh or bro. I think she says bro. So when the little girl said, I think she's 13, Tatum is 10. So the little girl told Tia, bruh, bro. And she was like, "I'm not bro, I'm mommy." Girl, but that reminds me so much of Tatum, because Tatum loves saying bro. Anyways, Wendy is sick. Oh, Wendy is sick. Bitch, no tea, no shade. This is just a little kiki. So Wendy gets sick. She was already complaining on the bus that she didn't feel good. She was exhausted. I think she has like a cold. I need to get something to eat. I think she has a cold. Which, one thing I hate about this show, like, I think what they feel like needs to happen every time is everybody needs to be at the dinner table. Or everybody needs to be in a scene. I think the reason why, like, for example, the last episode of Salt Lake City was so funny was because the fact of the matter is, if you're sick, you're not going to be at the dinner. So I thought it was weird as hell that Wendy was sick, and later on in the episode, Wendy was still dressed to go to dinner. I guess they finally said, "Girl, just don't go to dinner." Because the point of the matter is, girl, if she's not even sick to the point where, like, she just has an upset stomach. She's sick to the point where, girl, she's contagious, like she got like a flu or cold or something. Why would she be at the dinner? Even early in the day, she was like, "No, girl, she needs to go home. Cause I'm not about to get sick because y'all want to shoot a fucking scene." And she coughing and yakking and everywhere. Get her ass up out of here. Anyways, so Wendy is sick. This is early in the day. And I feel like this review is all over the place, because we're not going in a particular order, but I feel like y'all can keep up. I hope y'all can, because we like 40 minutes deep into it, and I'm not doing this shit over. So earlier in the day, they were out shopping, like a little flea market, girl. $12.35 shirts, you know, nothing major, just trinkets, you know. And yeah, I thought it was so funny when Wendy was like, so it was her and Jazzy were in the store. And she was like, "Jazzy, can you grab my items? I need to go sit down." And I thought she meant like, "Girl, I already paid, girl, just to get my stuff," when she finished bagging it up. And then I heard Jazzy say, "I don't think she's feeling well, but I'll get whatever she's going to get." Now, it's not that big of a deal, girl. We rich bitches, right? Girl, not me. I'm talking about them. Girl, we the rich bitches. Well, they really not rich. But girl, you know, it's really not that big of a deal, right? The shirt's only $12. You know, this shit is $6, $12, you know, $5. Girl, it's not that big of a deal, girl. I can swipe my card and we good to go. But I'm just trying to figure out, girl. Girl, I'm just trying to figure out, bitch, why are you so motherfucking sick when you can't just open up your motherfucking purse, do like this, get your wallet, okay? Go inside. Girl, hold up. No, I can't pull my girl. Where my bus card at? Girl. It don't matter. Girl, ain't got my bus card. Girl, just pull out a card and just say, "Girl, I'm about to go sit down, girl. Can you just pay for my stuff?" And it don't make it no better that, girl, you want a bitch to pay for your shit. And girl, they say you was down in motherfucking Cobb County. Was it Cobb County? Girl, falsifying documents and committing insurance fraud. But you want a bitch to pay for your shit. Now, I don't mind paying for your stuff, sister. It's not that big of a deal because, like I said, these shirts are only $12.35. It's not that big of a deal. But, girl, I'm just trying to figure out, girl, why can't you just open up your motherfucking purse and hand me your debit card or your credit card and I can just pay for your stuff and then you just go to the bus? But I'm going to pay for it. You see what I'm saying? It's not that big of a deal. It's not. It's not that big of a deal. But I'm just trying to figure out, girl, why can't you just open up your Dolce & Gabbana? Was that a Dolce & Gabbana or a Gucci purse she had and just say, girl, here go my card, girl. I'm about to go to the car. Or, girl, I'm about to go to the house. Girl, just pay for my stuff and just give me my stuff when you get back to the house because I gotta go. But no, you talking about, girl, Jazz got to swipe her card for your shit. Does that make sense what I'm saying? It's not that big of a deal, though. It's really not. But I was just wondering, like, why she just didn't give her card and just say, Jazzy, I'm about to go home because I don't feel good. And, girl, I just get my stuff from you when you get home. You know? Because I wouldn't mind leaving my car with, you know, like, girl, ain't nobody going to do nothing up well. I don't know, because, girl, I was about to say, ain't nobody going to do nothing with your card. But baby, when they say you was over there, girl, lying about Chanel shoes and shit, I don't know, girl. Now, Wendy not going to steal from nobody. She might steal from a business, but she not going to steal. She not gonna steal from none of the girls. She might steal from the motherfucking corporations, but she not gonna steal from none of the girlies. Anyways, so girl, I'm getting hot, girl. So Angel said she texted Bobby sex, and then Bobby responded and was like, "When you get home, we're gonna make another baby." And so Stacey was like, "Oh, I'm going to do the same thing to Timo, basically her husband, ex-husband, whatever." And so she texts Timo sex. No, I think she texted him sex. And then he responded and said, "Who wants sex?" And then she responded and said, "Sex with me." And then he responded back and said, "I think you have the wrong number." Now listen, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, even though it is embarrassing because now it just gives the girls something to talk about because the people that were in the group when Stacey was texting her husband was Ashley, the messiest bitch in the group. Ashley, I think it was Ashley, it was Ashley, Angel, Stacey, and somebody else. Oh, I think Tia. I think it was Tia. Yeah. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but I was just like, girl, this is just another thing that Ashley has to try to, you know, embarrass Stacey. So I did feel, I took it as though he was probably joking. You know what I'm saying? But because Ashley saw what had just happened and she did exactly what I knew she was going to do, she ran right on outside and went and told Giselle. I said, see? Anyways, they go to dinner. Kay tells the table that she didn't stay for Wendy because she was tired and she was hurt for Angel. Did y'all hear when Jazzy was telling Tia, "Well, I think you use a lot of filters." Like a lot. Like a little too much. I'm not gonna lie, I did holler when Jazzy was telling Tia that. Even though, girl, Tia, honestly speaking, Tia did look the same on her pictures that I saw, that they showed on the show. Angel did look a tad bit different. She looked different. But I also was like, it's probably because she's gained weight. Girl, gaining weight will change the way you look. And losing weight will change the way you look. But we have to keep in mind that she just had a baby, what they said, 19 months ago. And then Kay and Jazzy get into it. And then she asks Kay, "Are you jealous?" I'm not gonna lie, I screamed at this too. Kay was basically like, "Jealous of what?" And she was like, "Girl, your man had 2 kids on you." And she was like, "My man did not have 2 kids." And then Kay said, "Okay, well, 1." I'm not gonna lie. Bitch, I did kind of giggle. I said, "I know that's right, girl. 2-1. Doesn't matter, girl. The nigga had a baby on you, girl." Okay? And based off of the pictures that bitch had down to the Instagram, that was over there posted up like a motherfucking family with matching pajamas on. Okay? Be very clear. Anyways, and so they're trying to figure out because Jazzy told the girls that Kay said something about Wendy. So they're trying to figure out basically what is it. And so Kay said in the confessional that, not Kay, Jazzy said in the confessional that Kay told her not to trust Wendy. Which I think that is kind of like a big deal because, girl, we're supposed to be friends. It's not like you just told her this yesterday after we got into it. You told her this 6+ months ago when we were supposed to be cool. And out of Angel's own mouth, girl, Wendy is always happy for me. And we talk on the phone, but it always involves the show. But then in the same breath, well, not in the same breath, but then you got Jazzy on here saying that you said not to trust Wendy. Anyways, girl, I think that's it. If I forgot something, girl, we'll talk about it. Let me look up these notes real fast. Stacey, Chris Samuels. I put Stacey/Chris Samuels, we don't care. Ashley ain't got shit going on. Y'all want to give out pink slips and white boxes, girl, to anybody? It should be Ashley Darby, if we're going to be honest. Ashley has been on this show since 10 seasons. Girl, Wendy is doing more work than Ashley. Wendy calling out Giselle. Catch that, T? As much as y'all try to deny y'all, as much as the people trying to deny it, Wendy calling out Ashley. Wendy is calling out Giselle. She calling out Ashley. She calling out Angel. Hello? Giselle and Angel really disappointed. Yeah. I feel bad for Angel because Angel has brought some of this on herself because it is giving that her and Kay are in an alliance. And not like an alliance like how I thought like Wendy and Candace were in an alliance, but they were not up each other's ass how it appears like Angel is up Kay's ass. So Angel does have some blame in this, but I also feel bad for Angel due to like the viewers and the fans, because it's like, girl, everybody not gonna come onto this show and be a Nene Leakes. That's just the fact of it. Everybody's not gonna be a Kenya Moore. That's okay. But Angel's gonna have to. Angel's just in a tough spot because if I don't move on, then the girl's gonna be like, girl, it's not that big of a deal, right? She's gonna have to learn to like, when she say, okay, girl, I gave y'all a hug, she gonna have to be over it the next day. Because that's the name of the game. In a way. We all hugged last night and you wake up, you still mad. What the fuck you still mad for? Because, girl, that was embarrassing. It really was. Even I was over here watching that scene. I was uncomfortable watching it. I was like, ooh, girl, this is a mess. Like, girl. Angel really hasn't moved on. I get it. I got why Angel hadn't moved on the next day. I did. I really did. Anyways, girl, that's it, girl. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.